Hi guys, it's me, Teresa Perrin. Penny Stocks today came out with a great article that Nick was nice enough to share with me because I'm in it, yay. And Simon Riley, who wrote this, did an amazing job. So I thought I would share it with you. I did tweet it out, but I also know that a lot of you guys are busy and like to just listen to things rather than read it. So I'm going to read it for you. This really sums up AVCT very well, in my opinion. So remember, nothing I say is financial advice. Always do your own DD, but let's get started. As pure play cloud communication company, American Virtual Cloud Technology Inc. provides cloud-based service to enterprises throughout the world through its cloud communication platform, Candy. Although the company has major growth potential in the industry, AVCT stock is down more than 87% year to date due to the company's worsening financials and dilution to raise capital. Despite this, AVCT stock has been landing on investors' watch lists since the company shared its plan to explore selling its business of certain assets. With growing speculation that the company could be acquired by Microsoft in the near future, AVCT stock could be one to watch closely in case a buyout materializes. AVCT stock news, Candy platform. Since acquiring Candy in late 2020, AVCT has been focused on growing this platform to become its core business in the future, given its potential in providing service to major companies. Candy is an intriguing platform as it offers proprietary unified communications as a service, UCaaS, communications platform as a service, CPaaS, Microsoft Teams direct routing as a service, DRAAS, and SIP trunking as a service, STAAS. Through these white label solutions, Candy enables service providers, system integrators, partners, and developers to upgrade their application and services with real-time contextual communications to improve user engagement. Given that such services could be embedded into all companies, applications, and business processes, Candy has been successful in attracting several major companies to use its services. In this way, AVCT has been able to strike strategic partnership with industry leaders like AT&T, IBM, and Etisalat, who Candy already sells various solutions. Based on these partnerships, many investors believe AVCT stock could be extremely undervalued given that the company's services are highly demanded. Considering Candy's growth potential in its market, AVCT has been working to shift its business focus so that the platform becomes its core business. For this reason, AVCT sold its main division, Computex Technology Group, to Calian Group Limited for net proceeds of $32.1 million. Through these funds, AVCT was able to pay all of its debt then and further invest in growing Candy. As Candy has relationships with major companies in the telecommunications and technology sectors, this business direction could allow AVCT to secure a significant market share in its niche that could have a positive impact on AVCT stock price in the future. I agree. With this in mind, Candy has been growing at a substantial rate as the platform subscribers grew from 68,000 to 412,000 in 2021. At the same time, AVCT believes that Candy's service could attract additional subscribers, since these services could make enterprises move away from legacy telephony and expensive infrastructure. In this way, AVCT could be well positioned for financial growth as Candy continues attracting enterprises to its services. On that note, AVCT is confident in its prospects of securing a market share in the white label cloud communication industry by capitalizing on its direct to enterprise capabilities to sell its services through its partners or directly. Considering the company's partnerships with well-renowned companies like AT&T, IBM, and Etisalat, AVCT could be on track to attract new users, which would significantly boost the company's revenues. In light of this, AVCT stock could be worth investing in its current PPS. If you don't know what that means, it means price per share. New management. Although the company's platform is a major success in its market, AVCT has been struggling financially and had to dilute its shares to raise capital, leading AVCT stock to plunge more than 80% year to date. As a result of these woes, AVCT is undergoing an overhaul of its BOD and management team. As part of the overhaul, AVCT named Kevin Keogh, I don't know if I'm saying that right, sorry, as its new chief executive officer effective September 1st, and Michael Tesler stepped down from the company's board. Keogh is expected to add value to AVCT in his new role, given his extensive experience in public companies. With this in mind, Keogh has already been at AVCT since last April as its Chief Transformation Officer, and has previously served as a partner with McKinsey & Company, Inc., as well as a senior executive with First Energy Corp. With many investors bullish on the company's future prospects under Keogh's leadership, AVCT stock has been witnessing strong movement in pre-market. As Keogh prepares to start his new role today, based on this, AVCT stock could be one to watch this week, as it could replicate its recent runs. Potential buyout. Meanwhile, many investors are bullish on the company's new strategic view that includes selling the company or certain assets. To facilitate this view, AVCT retained Northland Capital Markets to advise it on this view, which could help the company overcome its financial woes. Considering that the company's platform Candy could disrupt its industry, investors are speculating AVCT could be bought out by IBM thanks to both companies' relationship. Guys, did you hear that? He's throwing in that AVCT could be bought out by IBM. So he's saying that it could be Microsoft or IBM. Very interesting. In that case, AVCT shareholders could realize major gains, since a buyout usually includes the acquiring company to purchase the target's shares at a significant premium to ensure that a deal takes place. For this reason, AVCT stock could be one to hold until a buyout materializes. NASDAQ Notices. Despite this, investors should be wary that AVCT stock faces the risk of being delisted, as the company is not in compliance with the NASDAQ minimum bid price rule. As a result, the company has until November 16th to regain compliance to maintain a bid price of $1 for 10 consecutive days. With this in mind, AVCT has its shareholders' approval to effect a reverse split by September 30th to regain compliance with the NASDAQ listing rule. At the same time, AVCT is not compliant with the NASDAQ minimum value of listed securities requirements, since the company had an MVLS of less than the required $35 million for 30 consecutive days. AVCT has until January 23rd, 2023 to regain compliance with this rule by maintaining a close MVLS of at least $35 million for 10 consecutive days at least. In spite of these risks, AVCT stock could be an opportunity for major gains if the company is indeed bought out in the future. All right, guys, please make sure you watch my video that I did on AVCT and a reverse split, because I go into this in a little bit more detail and it's important that you understand it. I do not think we're going to get a reverse split, but if we do, I understand the reasoning why. And guys, if it drives the price down, we can load up more. So, short data. As the company is struggling financially, AVCT stock is witnessing a growing short selling activity, which could rally a short squeeze. If investors are holding the stock in the meantime, AVCT has a short interest rate of 25.9% and 38.7% of the float is shorted. Moreover, utilization rate is 100% and cost to borrow is increasing significantly, with it currently at 115.9%. While a short squeeze may not occur, AVCT stock could be one to watch in light of its short data. Buyout rumors. Currently, AVCT is grabbing investors' attention with growing speculation that the company could be acquired by Microsoft, which is looking to grow its hybrid cloud network. On that note, Microsoft acquired AT&T's cloud network technology earlier this year to position itself in the growing industry. Meanwhile, adding AVCT's platform Candy under its umbrella could help Microsoft widen the gap with its competitors in the cloud communications industry. In addition, acquiring AVCT would allow Microsoft to take over all of the company's customers as well as receiving AVCT's services without paying, since Microsoft is already a customer of AVCT. For this reason, many investors are confident a Microsoft acquisition could be right around the corner. Guys, I swear when I'm reading this that this author was in our space last night. Doesn't a lot of this sound like what we were talking about? On that note, Ribbon Communications, Inc. has recently filed a Form 13D-A disclosing its ownership in AVCT, as the company was issued 13 million shares by AVCT for the acquisition of Candy. In that form, Ribbon disclosed that it does not hold any position in AVCT stock, making the company free from its debt. As a result, AVCT could be acquired as it has no outstanding debt. Meanwhile, Microsoft has previously shared that it is set to upgrade upgrade its Azure cloud service by October 1st, while Ribbon's Form 13DA was filed on September 21st. Based on this, Microsoft has 10 days or until October 1st to file Form 13DA if it acquired more than 5% of AVCT's shares. Since this date is approaching, AVCT stock could be one to watch closely this week in anticipation of the news. Guys, if you were not in the space, then you miss out on us talking about this. And it would be a whole separate video, but essentially I do not believe this is the case, as that was an amendment. And I don't think that they have to disclose anything in 10 days. I think Ribbon had to disclose that it got rid of their shares. That's it. Despite the potential profits that investors would receive from the investments in AVCT, if a buyout materializes, the company remains a risky investment. So far, AVCT is yet to be compliant with the NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement. With this in mind, AVCT has until September 30th to effect a reverse split to regain compliance. If a reverse split takes place, this could be a bearish sign for investors hopeful of a buyout. However, if the company does not effect a reverse split this week, AVCT stock could soar as a buyout could be approaching. AVCT stock financials. Looking into AVCT's financials, the company witnessed a steep decline in assets as the company reported $33.5 million compared to $117.9 million in Q4 2021. This decline could be attributed to the company divesting in Computex division. However, AVCT's cash balance also decreased substantially from $31.1 million to $13.1 million. With this in mind, this decline is mainly the result of the company paying off all of the debt following the sale of Computex. As a result, AVCT reduced its liabilities to $35.5 million compared to $117 million in Q4 last year. Guys, that right there is huge. And I know that in this play, financials really don't matter, but in case I know some people are asking, so that's why I'm reading this part. As for revenues, AVCT reported $3.7 million, which is a decline from the $4.9 million reported a year ago. Despite the revenue decline, AVCT managed to report a net income of $8.3 million, thanks to the company reporting $33.5 million as a change in fair value of warrant liabilities. While the company's financials are declining, AVCT could show better results in the coming quarters if Candy continues without high demand for its services. Very interesting, guys. The company reported $33.5 million as a change in the fair value of the warrant liabilities. Well, if you go and you multiply those 100 million shares, 92 million, by 30 cents. It comes pretty close to that number, doesn't it? Anyways, just something I thought I'd add into that. Media sentiment at Chase Mack Trades is confident AVCT stock could soar this week amid speculation of a buyout. AVCT, heavy short and big buyout rumors? Full send this week. Sounds good to me. Yes, it sounds good to me too. And guys, here I am. Teresa Perrin is bullish on AVCT's prospects of being acquired by Microsoft. AVCT, if you were doubting Microsoft buying AVCT, who owns Candy? How does this make you feel? And guys, you can check that out on my Twitter if you're interested. Technical analysis. Guys, it is kind of hard to evaluate a stock that's trading at, below $10 really, but below $1 very hard. But sometimes technicals do come into play. So I am going to read this part. AVCT stock is currently trading at 31 cents. It shows resistance near 31.13, 42.43, 51.87. Meanwhile, the stock shows support at 24, 16.46, and 13.20. With many investors speculating that the company could be acquired by Microsoft soon, AVCT stock has the potential to rally on high trading volume. Yes, it does. AVCT has requested its VWAP retested its VWAP resistance multiple times and failed to break through. With that in mind, AVCT stock is down in pre-market, which could be an opportunity for bullish investors to accumulate shares at a lower price per share. Despite the speculations regarding a potential buyout, accumulation is trending downward and the MACD is bearish, which could be done to investors taking profit after the stock's recent 96% run. Meanwhile, the RSI is holding at 52, which could signal a strong movement in either direction if enough volume is there. In light of these indicators, AVCT could be poised to run in the near term, especially if news regarding a buyout is released. As for its share structure, AVCT has an OS of 126.6 million and a float of 90.6 million. AVCT stock forecast. While the company is a risky investment, AVCT stock could be an opportunity to realize gains for investors if a buyout materializes. With many investors confident that company could be acquired by Microsoft, AVCT stock could soar in anticipation. With this in mind, investors are speculating Microsoft could file a Form 13D-A disclosing its ownership of AVCT on October 1st. Since the tech giant intends to upgrade its Azure cloud services by October 1st, for this reason, AVCT stock could potentially soar this week in anticipation of news about a potential buyout. As these speculations may not materialize, investors should be wary that AVCT faces the risk of delisting from the NASDAQ since the company is yet to regain compliance with the NASDAQ minimum bid price requirement. On that note, AVCT has until September 30th to effect a reverse split to regain compliance with the NASDAQ requirement. This date could be pivotal for AVCT shareholders as it could define whether a buyout is taking place or not. In light of this, AVCT stock is one to watch closely this week for more updates. All right, guys. I hope you liked that article. I thought it was great. And be sure to check out my video, like I said, regarding the whole reverse split. I really think I did a good job breaking it down. You can let me know if you think otherwise in the comments. But guys, just so you know that they do have the ability to file an extension. That was listed in there. And also, they have till November 16th, so they could also have another shareholders vote should they need to. But guys, my thought process is the reverse split is not going to happen. However, I do get into a scenario where it could potentially have to happen. So please check that out. I don't want to make this too long, but thank you so much for watching. And please let me know if you like me giving you information this way from articles going forward. I mean, I don't plan to do it very often, just when I see something that is really great material. And I think this was very, very well written. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to hit that like button and have a great